Good day. Once again, it's your coach, Klassik King L here. Thank you for tuning in to yet another teaching, another lesson of wisdom and knowledge. Hopefully, if you haven't learned anything from anybody else about what I'm about to teach, take it in. If you have, hey, maybe this could be a refresher for you, okay? Um, and like I've been saying, those who intake my content, those who like my wisdom and knowledge and teachings, always remember, don't follow me, stand beside me, okay? So you teach me, I teach you, and we can lift each other up, okay? We all lead, all right? Always remember that. All right, so in this lesson, we're going to break down self-love, okay? And with me doing so, I'm going to have um, 3 bullet points for each letter of love. Okay? So let's start this out. Self, L.O.V.E. Okay? Self love. All right? So for the first letter L, we're going to have the first point, which is live life. Okay? You have to be present. All right? Learn from your past, have goals for the future, but enjoy each day as if it is your last. Okay? Take time to do what makes you happy. All right? There's so much confusion, there's so much distraction, there's just so much health issues as far as mental, physical, and emotional health issues that's just going around in the world right now. And we have to learn to slow down, okay? Slow down and take in the things that's important in life. We have to live our life to the fullest and be present. A lot of us are staying stuck in the past. I myself have a lot of trauma that I've been dealing with and have dealt with, and that hinders us from being present, and it hinders us from going forward into the future because we're staying stuck in the past. Okay, so living life to the fullest, being present, learning from your past. Never forget that. You know, never forget your past because that's where all your lessons, that's where all your mistakes are, and that's where you're going to grow from. So never forget your past, but use that as stepping stones. Use that as lessons. All right. Always remember, we don't take L's. Okay. L's are never losses. They're lessons. All right. Always remember that. No matter how much we lose in life, we always win if we gain the knowledge of the lesson that was taught. Okay. The second L, let go. Okay. We have to let go from the past in order to live life to the fullest. Okay. You must let go of the things in the past, the trauma, your fears, the negative energy, and most of all, your ego. All these things hold you back from your higher self. Okay. So as we go in life, as we grow older, as we start accumulating material things, as we start accumulating knowledge or just anything of this world, we start to accumulate an ego, okay? From watching TV, social media, the news, what's the society standards that are placed on us, what's the standard of beauty, the standard of health and wealth and all that propaganda. Okay, we get an ego on ourselves. Okay, and the ego is one of the biggest detrimental aspects of our lives that hinders us from being our best selves or even actually living into our purpose. Okay, so remember, We must let go of the past, let go of trauma, work through that trauma, get help, seek help if you need so. Never be afraid of help. We all need help in some areas of life. No matter who you are in this world, every leader, a king, president, a dictator, they don't do anything just by themselves. Okay? They all have a cabinet. Okay? They all have a council. They all have advisors to help them in each area or each section of running their kingdom, of running their country, of running whatever organization that they're part of, okay? A leader cannot lead all by himself. He must have advisors. He must have help in order to lead his people in the best light, in the best light possible, all right? So remember, let go of trauma, let go of fears, okay? We're not designed to fear. When you fear, you allow negative energy to control you, okay? Fear is only a construct. Remember that. Fear is only a construct and a perspective that you place onto something, okay? That's not to say that you should just jump off a building and not fear that something's going to happen to you. I'm not talking about that, but just talking about the simplest things, all right? Let go of negative energy, let go of your ego. All these things hold you back from your higher self, okay? Now, the second L is longevity, okay? Now, when you let go and you're living life to the fullest, you create longevity, okay? So 1 and 2 will bring in this third concept of longevity, okay? When you are at peace with life, life will be at peace with you. Now, that's not to say that things will be perfect, okay? It's not to say things won't go wrong. It's not to say that you won't have difficulties in life, because difficulty allows us to grow, allows us to mature, okay, and reach new levels in our life and in our journey, okay? Your spirit and emotions will not be troubled to where you are out of balance with yourself, okay? So when you live life to the fullest and you learn to let go of things that you cannot control and to grow and to learn from your past mistakes, your past trauma, you create longevity. You create a peaceful life to where you can actually live in the present each day, learn from the past, and plan for the future. And that's what creates happiness, okay? That's what creates a blissful type of reality when you're not allowing anything to hold you back. As you know, us as people in the animal kingdom, in perspective to the animal kingdom, we are the only ones who hold ourselves back. We're the only ones who truly hold on to trauma. Okay, that's not to say that if an animal is traumatized that they don't hold on to that, but an animal can make a mistake, right? And they'll learn from it. They'll go on. Okay, now if it's trauma, like a repeated abuse, that might be something different. Anything is going to grow into that trauma and have negative side effects and emotions and psychological effects from that trauma. But an animal, when they make a mistake, they learn from it and they move on. They don't sit there and beat themselves up about it. They just move on. They continue on with life. We're the only ones who keep beating ourselves up about our past mistakes and all of that. All right. Now moving on to the second letter, O. Open up. Okay? You have to open your mind and heart to change and to new things to enter. Okay? Now, with that being said, you still have to be careful. You know, if you've been through trauma and your mind has been closed off, your heart has been closed off to anything that has to do with change and renewal, yes, you work through those things, but you always have to be careful to not allow your mind and heart to be opened up to everyone, to everything to all the concepts of the world. You still have to set boundaries, have good judgment and discernment on the things that you're allowing to enter your heart and your mind. Okay, because everybody that smiles is not a friend. Okay, and everybody that's teaching doesn't mean they're a good teacher. Okay, or they're teaching the right things. So be very careful of that. Now, being closed hinders you from um, great experiences, wisdom, knowledge, positive energy, and people. Okay? If you're just so closed off, you're not giving yourself um, the ability to allow things to flow into your life. If you're just so closed off from people and from opportunities and from change, okay, you're going to stay right where you are. Okay, we get so indoctrinated by society. A lot of people don't or can't think for themselves. Okay, have a mind of your own. Never think you know everything though, and be willing to learn from everyone and everything, no matter how big or how small, significant or insignificant. Okay, me personally, I learn from everything. I can learn from a child. I can learn from an animal. I can learn from nature. You know, I could learn from a homeless man. You know, there's nothing in this world that we can't learn from. So you should always keep your mind open to a lesson. All right, no matter how significant or insignificant it may seem. All right. Um, the second point to the O. Obey. Okay. Now, when you open up yourself to your higher self, listen and obey. You know, it's that voice in your ear that's like, go ahead and get a workout in today. And you're just like, oh, I'm not feeling it. Listen to that higher self. Okay, go ahead and get that workout in. All right. Your higher self is there to guide you along your path. Meditate, unplug, and seek solitude to strengthen the voice of your higher self. Okay. Our higher self can be described as our gut feeling, our intuition. All right. Usually, when we don't listen to these things, we end up regretting it. Okay. Trust your higher self. Better to be safe than sorry. It's like when you're like, man, I really want to eat this or I really want to eat that, but I know if I do, I'm going to have a stomach ache. That's your higher self talking, but you go ahead and do it anyway. And then suffer the consequences. Be like, oh man, I knew I should have did that. All right, listen to yourself. Okay, obey yourself. You know, we all have a higher self and a lower self. You know, and the more that we listen and pay attention to our higher selves, the more life is going to be fulfilling and rewarding. The more that we're going to feel good about ourselves, about making those right decisions for our life. All right. The last point of the O is overcome. Now, once you open up and obey to your higher self, you'll see yourself start to overcome your issues and problems. Okay? You'll start to live a more fulfilling life. All the obstacles in your way will be that much easier to overcome. Life will be so much more beautiful. Okay? So once you open up to yourself and your higher self and open up to change and open up to new wisdom and ideas, okay? Make sure you obey that stuff, to obey your higher self, okay? Knowledge isn't power, it's the use of that knowledge, okay? It's the implementation of that knowledge that is power. Okay, it's not enough just to know these things, but don't do it. Okay, a lot of people know good things, good advice, but sometimes we may not all follow it. I fell victim to that in my own life. Always gave good advice, but sometimes I didn't always follow it. We all fall short of that sometimes. All right. So when you start to obey your higher self and start living in your higher self, you start overcoming your issues and problems. Okay, your life will become more fulfilling. Okay, you'll start making more progress in life, and life doesn't seem so bad, you know, or just so unbearable. All right. All right. Now for the third letter, vitality, okay? Stay strong, stay active and stay active and determined in reaching your higher self. If you can't fly, run. If you can't run, walk. If you can't walk, crawl. But no matter what, keep moving, okay? Stand tall, and if you don't stand for yourself, you'll fall for anything, okay? You have to have vitality, the strength to keep going, okay? The next V, victory. When you stay strong, when you have that vitality in your life, you'll find victory. Even, like I said, even when you lose, you win, okay? All because you learned a lesson. And victory in the small things, find victory in the small things and appreciate them. Even the smallest wins have big impact in our lives, all right? Victory is always at your fingertips, but you must want it, okay? We are all victors. And when you speak negative thoughts and negative words in your life, I'm a loser, I can't do this, I can't do that, I'm not, I won't, you're going to become that, okay? If you think you can, you can. If you think you can't, you can't. Either way, you're right. And who said that? I think that was Henry Ford. All right. Next V is value. Okay. When you stay strong and create victories, you establish a sense of value for yourself. Okay. When you have vitality and start creating victory, you create value for yourself. Okay. High value people are not high value because of money, but because of their accomplishments and what they're able to produce and what they're able to bring into the world. Okay? Become high value by the work that you put in. All right? So people like, how can I put this? Think about the people in your life that you may value or put on a high pedestal, right? Okay. They may not have all the money in the world. They may not be a celebrity or, anybody famous, okay? But you value them so much because of their wisdom, because of their knowledge, okay? That they give to you, and that powerful positive force that they have in your life, okay? It's not about the money, okay? It's about the value that people bring into your life, all right? And always remember that value doesn't always mean money, okay? There's people like myself, for instance, that are life coaches, personal coaches, counselors, therapists, mentors, all right, who may not have millions of dollars, but they mentored, they coached people who have made $1 million and who make that type of money. You see what I'm saying? And those people value those type of people, even though they don't have the same money that they have. But those millionaires are always going to value their mentors, their coaches, their therapists, because they got them to where they needed to be in life or wanted to be in life. They got them that level of consciousness and overthinking, not overthinking, but overcoming their own self, so that way they can reach their higher selves. Okay? Trust me. There's always mentors, counselors, therapists, coaches behind a lot of your greatest celebrities. A lot of the richest people in the world all had a coach or a mentor, and you may not hear too much about them, but those people value those people. All right, so always remember that those people have more value to those people than other people with more money than what they have. Okay. Now for the last letter, E, educate. You must educate yourself, okay? It's not enough just to go to school. It's not enough just to go to seminars or some type of workshop. Yes, do all those things, but we must always continue to educate ourselves and seek knowledge for ourselves, all right? The greatest knowledge is knowledge of self. Knowing yourself, knowing your strength, your weaknesses, your ins, your outs will guarantee you the best type of success in life because you know yourself, you know your weaknesses, you know your strength. So you're able to navigate through life with a little bit more ease than the next person who may not know themselves all that well. Okay, knowing yourself, I believe, is the greatest accomplishment in one's life. I don't care. You could be the greatest scientist on this earth, but there's people that have degrees, master's degrees. There's people that have millions of dollars and still don't know themselves. Still struggle with, who am I? Yes, I got millions of dollars. Yes, I'm a great scientist, but like, who am I though? Like, you know. And sometimes it's not who are you. It is not by what you do, like your career. It's not even your family. You see what I'm saying? It's who am I? Who am I? Who I want to, and who do I want to be? What is my purpose? Okay. There's people, like I said, there's people with millions of dollars who still don't know who they are. No matter your age, there's always something new to learn. Whether you're 5 years old, 15, 20, 30, 40, 50, 60, 70, 80, 90, 100, till you leave this earth, there's always something that you can learn. All right. Like I said, from the smallest things. Besides knowledge of self, find something you are passionate about, a subject, a field, or some type of creative spark that resonates with your soul. Seek to be the best you can be in that area, regardless of status. Okay? So when you find true passion in life, that's why they say the best field or the best way to make money is to do something that you love. You know, when you're doing something that you love and you're not worried about the money tends to just flow easily. And if the money isn't flowing easily, you're still happy with life because you're doing with what you love. They say, if you do what you love, you'll never have a job in your life. You never have to. They say if you do what you love, if you do what's the trying to add the exact verbatim words. If you do what you love, you will never work a day in your life. Yeah. If you do what you love, you will never work a day in your life. Okay, because it's not work. I would do this even if I wasn't making money. You know. So this is all just me having fun. All right, and I think that's the true essence of life, is doing what makes you happy, regardless of the money, regardless of finances. Now, yes, in this life, it's unfortunate that we still need to make some type of income, some type of financial gain, so that way we can have a roof over our head, we can take care of our family. All right, but a lot of us need to learn to be a little bit more humble, okay, and be not necessarily satisfied, but know that the humble man will always get what he deserves in the end. All right. All right. Second point to the last letter, and that is elevate. Okay. When you educate yourself, you're able to elevate. Once you elevate, you see life and the world in a new light. Elevation is essential to growth. Okay. Elevation can equate also to evolution, evolving. Okay. Don't be afraid to grow and break the illusions that once had a hold on you. It's beautiful on the other side of resistance. Okay. A lot of people, even including myself, we are our own worst enemy. Essentially, we are our own worst enemy. I know a lot of people, we blame the man, we blame society, we blame the government, we blame all the negative things that happen in the world. It's always something outside of ourselves, and we don't look within to see how we are in our own way. Okay. when you stop resisting the change in your life and the things that you need to do for you to grow, you start to elevate a little bit more, man. And things don't seem as frustrating or as burdensome as it was when you start living in your higher self. You know, like I said, we are our own worst enemy. Okay, we get in our own way all of the time, and that's most of these people in the world. We get in our own way, but yet we want to blame outside forces for things that happen. Yes, there are things outside of us that we can't control. Okay, but for the things that we can, you know, we need to learn to take responsibility for our own actions or lack thereof. Okay, because a lot of people could be much further on in their life if they didn't resist that change or they didn't stand in their own way. All right, so always remember that instead of looking outward to see where the problems are, meditate and look inward to see the changes that you need to make within yourself. Okay, a lot of people are trying to change other people. A lot of people are trying to change the situations around them. Okay, but what I've come to learn that most of the time, when you change yourself first, things on the outside start to change. All right, the world becomes a little bit more beautiful. All right. Now, last but not least, explore. When you elevate yourself through your education, your whole world opens up. Okay, things that you didn't know exist will start flowing into your life. Things that weren't possible for you, opportunities that weren't possible for you, may start to come your way. All right, explore this new world. You'll find lots of new things and experiences. Your mind, your mind opens up to new ideas, new concepts, records. Those Akashic records of the universe. Okay, exploring is fun. You could, just like a child. You know, in the Bible it says we must return back to a child because a child, their world is boundless. Okay, they love to explore. They can find fun or entertainment in just the smallest things. just the just the smallest things. Explore, explore, explore. All right, and you'll find new parts of yourself that you didn't know were there. You'll find new areas of your life that you didn't know even existed or that you enjoyed, or new activities or endeavors that you become more passionate about. Okay, stay careful and modest with exploring, as you don't want to be led down dark alleys. All right, but they say curiosity killed the cat, so you don't want to explore too much to where it's like, oh, what's that? Boom, lose a life. All right, so always be careful. Not to say have fear, but always just be careful with your exploration. You don't want to just throw yourself out there. Nah, man. So explore the universe within yourself. All right. So that is another important thing. A lot of people are exploring everything outside of themselves. A lot of people are trying to seek validation or attention outside of themselves. Okay? When they have a whole universe within inside of themselves. Okay? If you truly knew yourself and the value that you have just by being yourself in this world, the amount of attention that you get, you wouldn't even care about. The amount of affection from other people wouldn't bother you too much because you have so much love for yourself. Okay, you are your own best friend. Okay, so that leads me to put out self-love. You must love yourself in order to allow other things to manifest outside of yourself. Okay, if you're always finding that there's negative energy flowing around you, or there's people with bad intentions or negative energy floating around you, always revert back to yourself. See what's going on inside of you. Now, don't get me wrong. A lot of us who vibrate high, we're gonna attract negative and positive energy. Okay, because the positive people are gonna want to be around us. Oh man, that's a positive person. That's my type of person. I want to get to know them. And then the negative energy is gonna think the same thing. Like, damn, that's a positive person. I could use them to help lift me up. I want to get to know them. See what they about. you know? So be careful that when you're vibing high, you're going to get energy from both sides of the spectrum pulling at your energy. So always remember to keep your self-love. Live life to the fullest. Stay present, okay? Let go of the trauma, the pain, the insecurity, and let go of your ego, all right? Longevity. Once you live life and you let go of those things, you'll be able to start to see that you have longevity in life, okay? Open up. Open up to your higher self. Open up to new ideas. Open up to change. And when you do those things, obey. Obey those changes. Obey your higher self. When your higher self is telling you to go ahead and work out, when your higher self is telling you don't eat that, or do this or do that, make sure you follow that voice, okay? Because you're going to end up regretting it, okay? And once you open up and you start to obey your higher self, you start overcoming those negative parts of yourself, those lower vibrations. You'll start to be able to lift up, okay? You'll overcome your issues and your problems in life. Not to say that everything's going to be peachy clean, but life is going to start to be a little bit more fulfilling, okay? Vitality. When you create vitality, you stay strong, you stay diligent in your work, and diligent in who you are, and staying strong and building your self-confidence up. And remember, even though I said let go of the ego, that's the negative side of ego, okay? That's like thinking that you're better than everybody, you're big and tall and nothing can hurt you. But vitality can also be personified as the positive side of ego, knowing that you can, knowing that you got what it takes. That side of ego is a side of ego that you should build up, okay? Standing tall, staying strong, okay? Manifesting to yourself that you are who you are, and that you're proud of yourself, and that you can overcome everything that happens in your life, okay? Victory. When you have vitality, okay, when you stay strong, you stay firm in who you are, okay, you start to create victories, okay? You start to create more and more victories. And as you start to create more and more victories, you start to increase your value, okay? You start to increase your value. High value people are not high value because of their money. It's because of the victory that they have in their personal life and in their professional life, okay? That they create high value within themselves, which create high value outside of themselves, okay? Educate. Keep educating yourself to learn different things, new concepts, but always be careful of the things that you're learning, because you don't want to get the wrong ideas, because some of the right people have good intentions, but the wrong message, the wrong information. So always remember to keep elevating. As you educate yourself, you're going to keep elevating, keep expanding your world, your mind, your different concepts on life, your different concepts in your professional field or creative ideas. And once you do all of that, explore. Once you open up your mind, once you start elevating, explore your different ideas that you come up with. Explore these new realms that you're starting to step into. Explore the new rooms that you're being led into. Okay, but remember to always have boundaries for yourself. All right, always set boundaries. Mental boundaries, boundaries on your heart, and boundaries on your soul. Okay, because like I said, as you start rising up, as you start living your best life, there's going to be people, negative forces and positive forces pulling at you. And you got to learn how to have good judgment when dealing with people. All right. So hope you learned something from this. If you like this, if this is something that has resonated with you, please drop a like, drop a comment, so that way we can have a dialogue. If you know somebody that could benefit from this, please share it, man, because this type of knowledge needs to get out. It needs to get out. It needs to get out. So as I said in the beginning, if you're learning anything from me, Always remember, don't follow me, stand beside me. So that when you teach me, I teach you, and we can lift each other up. This has been another lesson by Klassik King L. Y'all stay easy out here. Love y'all.